What's up? This is Donovan Green from Lion Fit Tactical, and welcome to the channel. So you just bought yourself a gun. The world is going crazy. We don't know when things are going to go back to normal. Your safety feels like as if it's on eggshells, and you have just been feeling so locked in and feeling scared and insecure about what's happening. Maybe you're a person that always wanted a gun. Maybe you never really cared about owning a gun. Maybe you hate guns, but you still made the decision to buy one. This video, I'm gonna cover some basic principles for you to understand when it comes to owning your gun and why these safety precautions can save your life and prevent you from taking somebody else's life by accident. And we don't want accidents to happen. I remember years ago in the Bronx when I was much younger, my buddy Paul got a gun. And all of us were in the room and we were all excited. Like, oh, we got the gun. We see this in the movies and oh, we got guns and yes. And he's trying to play with his gun and showing us and showing off and boom, the gun goes off. The bullet flies through the wall and almost kills his sister. The bullet literally flies over her head. And that is something that happens to this very day, right? I've heard stories of police officers who, a cop, I just used the story I know, who came home, put his gun on the table, and went to sleep. Wasn't thinking nothing about it. And his son came home earlier than expected with his friend, and the friend picks up the gun, playing with the gun, and kills the guy's son. This can happen to anybody if we're careless, and we can't be careless when it comes to our guns. So you have your gun, and you're probably sitting back trying to figure out things to do and how to shoot it and how to hit the target. But let's cover the basics first, the basic principles. So here I have a Smith & Wesson M&P 9 2.0. The gun has been checked. It is empty. If I gave you this gun and I told you it's empty, your job is to never assume that any gun is empty until you check it for yourself. So the first thing I want to talk about is every gun that you see is loaded. I don't care if it's a real gun. I don't care if it's a BB gun. I don't care if it's a nail gun. Anything that has a gun at the end of it, always consider it to be loaded. So this gun is completely empty. It's empty, okay? I know because I slid it back. I checked the chamber. Nothing is in the round. I do like that. Nothing is coming out. Now, you're a new gun owner. I just put the magazine inside the gun. Did that load the gun or not? Now, I'm taking the magazine out. The magazine is now out the gun. Is my gun loaded? And I'm going to give you the gun. Remember what I told you? The answer is what? Yes, the gun is loaded. You want to know why? Because it is loaded. The round went inside that chamber. And that's where a lot of people get into accidents, is that they assume that the gun is empty, especially that they saw that there's no magazine in the gun. And then they'll go and press the trigger and kill someone by mistake. So always remember that your gun is always loaded. Say it with me. My gun is always loaded. Let's say it again. My gun is always loaded. His gun is always loaded. That gun is always loaded. Just remember that, okay? The next thing that we want to understand about guns is every time you have a gun in your hand, keep your finger off the trigger. So many people is in a hurry to put their hands on the trigger and not thinking that little pressure you put on the trigger can blow somebody's head off. Clean. Let's face the facts, right? You didn't buy a gun to tickle somebody. You bought a gun to protect your life, to kill somebody. People try to baby guns. They try to baby it up. You can't baby a gun. You can't baby a gun. A knife is to do what? To cut through things. An axe is to chop down trees. A drill is to take and add screws. A hammer is to smack nails into the wood. A gun is to put a bullet into somebody or something that is causing you harm. So a gun is a weapon. Do not put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to fire. Let's think about this for a second, right? When you're in your car, you have your brakes and you have the gas. If you're at a stoplight you're not going to press the gas because the gas is going to send the car flying and smash it into the back of the other car. And you probably kill somebody, right? You're going to keep your foot in the brakes. Correct? Okay. The finger stays pointed in this direction off of your trigger. That is your brake. This is your gas. That is your brake. This is your gas. Your finger goes on the trigger when you are ready to fire. When you're not firing and you're not ready to fire, finger off the trigger. Something could happen that makes you twitch, make you jump, a loud sound, your finger's on the trigger, and boom, it goes off. So just remember that. Finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. The next thing for you to understand is that your gun, in that nozzle, right here, you aim this only at a target that you are ready and willing to destroy. You don't aim a gun in the direction that you know you can cause harm when you don't need to cause harm to it. Keep your gun pointed in a safe direction. So right now, my gun is not loaded, but I'm not going to flash myself and point the gun to my feet and point the gun towards me. I'm going to keep the gun pointed towards the ground on an angle or straight down. Some people say don't point straight down. Guess what? I'm good. I'm not going to point it to the wall to my left because there are people in that room there. I'm not going to point it to the wall on my right. There's people in that room there. You keep the gun pointed in the direction to where it won't cause harm. You understand what I'm saying? Your gun is your sidearm. It is your security. You only want to use your gun during your time of self-defense. You don't want to use your gun carelessly, and you don't want to be using your gun like it's a damn toy, because it's not a toy. This gun is serious. This gun is very serious. I don't care what kind of gun you got. 22, 308, 9mm, 45, it doesn't matter. The gun is going to kill somebody. So keep the gun pointed in the right direction. If you're at the gun range, I see people do this all the time. They point their gun to the left and to the right, and they do all this. Keep your gun pointed downrange. Keep your gun pointed downrange towards the target at all times. So even when you finish and your gun is empty, when your gun is empty, it's going to do like that. It's going to do this, right? When it's empty, take it and put it down on the table, still pointing downrange. Not pointing here, not pointing there, and definitely not pointing towards you. Pointed downrange. That way, safety is always practiced. Whenever you get into a situation, hopefully you never get into one that you have to defend for your life. I'm just hoping that never happens to any one of us. The concept of a target is looking at that target and knowing what is beyond that target. Like I've seen videos of police officers who is shooting at somebody and there are houses behind that individual. It could be a kid, it could be a grandma, it could be a husband and wife, it could be whatever. Behind those windows or behind those walls, and that bullet goes flying in the wrong direction. We don't want that to happen. We want to make sure that we have enough control in understanding our situation. A rifle and a pistol, very different. Rifle is great for long distance. Pistol, the further that person is away from you, the harder it is. The person or the target, whatever it is that you're shooting at, chances are you're not going to hit the target, but you might hit somebody different. So using this and being certain of your target and what is beyond that target is key. And like I said, hopefully you don't get into a situation, but always be mindful, okay? The next thing too, when you go to the range, they're going to ask you, do you have your eyes and ears? You're like, what? I got eyes and I got ears. Yeah. Did I just say I got eyes? I got ears and I got eyes. That's not what they mean. They just mean, do you have your glasses, your eye protection, that's your eyes, and your ear protection. So when you're at the range and you hear all these different guns going off, you are protecting your eyes and your ears. The sound, the trauma that you get from your ears, it's so loud and disturbing at times that you don't realize that you're killing your eardrums. And as you age, you can possibly lose your hearing. We don't want that. So always have your eyes and your ears. You can buy the products that you like. There is a ton of different ones. I've purchased this from Amazon. It's not expensive. This is the Pro Case Pro case, which I might upgrade later down the line, but these work perfectly fine. I bought a set of eyewear. Does this have a name? Nah, I just bought a whole pack of them on Amazon, and they work perfect for what I'm doing. So always have your eyes and ears protected at all costs. For me, the idea of safety is always practicing being safe. The same way you go in your car and you drive and you put in your seatbelt, right? I hope you do. The same way you jump out of an airplane, if you've ever done it. You jump out of an airplane, you want to have your parachute on you. If not, then something's going to happen that's not good. So you want to make sure that as a gun owner, you're practicing safety, you're practicing being efficient, you're practicing maturity. Never take your gun as a toy. Don't play with it. Don't joke around with it. Don't play games with it, because unnecessary accidents can be avoided. All right? This is Donovan Green from Lion Fit Tactical. I'm telling you, let's keep our bodies fit. Let's keep our minds fit. Let's keep our everything fit. Leave your comments. Let me know how you feel about this video. Did you find it helpful? And did I earn your subscription? I hope I did, because I'm going to be sharing a whole lot more things to come. Okay? Not just firearms, but everything that has to do with traditional tactical work and fitness work. Okay? I'll see you later.